This is radioonfire.com. Yours truly, Dominic K, in here. Thank you for joining me. Of course, we are at the Radio on Fire Studios here in Baltimore, Maryland. Winter is back. First and foremost, winter is back. Glad you made it in here today.
Thanks.
Nikki's in the building, right?
I'm here.
So MoNique MoNique's been on my mind lately, and I can't think of the last time a married woman's been on my mind. But she had the sit down with Steve Harvey, and I really think that we have to reevaluate Black Hollywood calling MoNique difficult. I mean, yes, they said it, but is she really difficult? Is that the right terminology to use? Does she have pride? Yes. Does she have integrity? And does she hold those values close? Yes. And I apologized yesterday because I came at her pretty hard. Mm-hmm. But I was looking at this from a surface thing. Mm-hmm. Going along and getting along. Maybe that's how I was looking at it. Maybe I was looking at it wrong. And I think that a closer look at MoNique is necessary.
Okay. Please explain.
So, MoNique from Baltimore.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She gets a check right there, automatically. Check off the back. Brown skinned woman.
Well,
another check. She gets a check right off the bat. Okay? And she doesn't take any shit.
Check.
Another
check. A check for that.
Now, with those three things right there, if you come at a Baltimore brown skinned girl who don't take no shit wrong, it's gonna be consequences and repercussions. It's gonna be like that.
I agree with that.
So, and she's somebody who has been getting serious about fitness and making herself not only look more appealing but feel better. And I wanted to be careful how I said that. Not more appealing. Not saying that somebody that is BBW is not appealing. I didn't want it to come off wrong, because I'm not trying to. What I'm trying to say is she's become health conscious and she's toned up, and I think she looks good.
Yeah, she does. She looks good.
So I wanted to say all those things. Now, the Netflix conversation, the Tyler, Oprah, Lee Daniels situation, those things are why people said that she was difficult. Mainly the Tyler, Lee Daniels, Oprah thing first. Now, what I realized is that we were having the wrong conversation about MoNique.
Okay.
Going back to the appearance in Precious, it was not a big budget Hollywood film. It was something that, some important people in Black Hollywood put together. Can we agree on that?
Yes, we can agree on that.
And with that being said, they didn't have the same level of financing that a lot of other films had. The film was already done. MoNique did not feel like going out to promote. I mean, sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes I don't feel like, I signed up to do something and I don't feel like it. Mm-hmm. Many times, parties I've been DJ, they gave me the deposit. And what I realized is that if I've already been paid in full, it's bad. Because I feel like I'm working for free. Even though I already got paid in full and I already spent the money. But then you got to go work. And then you're like, damn. Right. And that's probably how she felt. Like, God damn it. There's nothing associated with this, so she didn't feel like there was an upside of her going to promote. She wasn't a partner in the movie. She was talent in the movie. Mm-hmm. And then they say, which I would want, if I was the producer of the movie, I would want my actors to go out and promote the movie. Go out and do some interviews, please. The actors are more valuable in the promotion process than the producers because they're in the movie. And MoNique was one of the few big names in Precious.
Right.
If she don't go, what the hell, huh? What we gonna do? Now, could they have come to her and said, look, we don't have a lot. I know you used to get in this. Can we take care of you on the back end? Which is what they said.
Okay.
She's like, fuck all that shit. Fuck all I want a black hand size shit. I need my money. Run me my money. I would be mad if she said that to me. Now, depending on how she delivered it.
Well, we know how she delivered it.
Okay.
It's MoNique.
So she may not have delivered it real pretty. Mm. She was probably thinking, going back to integrity and pride, more pride than integrity. But she's calling it integrity, but it's really pride.
Agreed.
Oh no, you paying these other people, or comedian such and such is getting this when she does her movie promotions. But this ain't one of those productions, but cool. She's in her fair right to ask it. If they didn't have it in the budget to do it, then they didn't have it in the budget to do it. Right?
Right.
So she says no. And gives them a whole lot of reasons why she said no. And she's insulted that you even asked her to do it without compensating her. So she feels as though people is taking her integrity and tossing it aside. But it's really pride.
Right.
In the budget of the movie. So we already started off not on the same page. Now, as the movie director, producers, financiers, I'm like, okay. Now, as Lee Daniels, this will be the only time I'm going to try to think in the mind of Lee Daniels.
Don't do that.
Lee Daniels like, oh, okay. I got this Empire thing coming up. We had already talked about putting MoNique in there as Cookie. Nah, fuck that. Because then I'm going to want her to promote something, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, and maybe she's going to give me hassle about promoting it. So, no, I ain't going to be able to do that.
But I think that goes back to us as a people sometimes. If her being a businesswoman, she should have put that hat on and said, I'm going to go ahead. When they were speaking to her about getting her on the back end, she could have made a deal like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do for you. Because she's part of the project, and we'll talk about some resolution in the future. Because if she was really planning on being in more movies, which we all know that's probably her goal, she should have been playing a long game. She couldn't see into the future. She was just looking at the right now. That opportunity could have opened up more doors than her than she would ever know, and she blew it.
Right.
You can't always look at what's happening right now. She should have definitely. I think that was definitely the wrong move for her to make.
Right. Right.
Because now she's labeled, and it's a whole situation that could have been avoided.
Yeah. But it happened.
Right.
People do shit.
Right.
And she wasn't cast in Empire. After Empire started, she talked about the fact that she was supposed to be Cookie Lion. We had already seen Taraji as Cookie Lion, so people was kind of like, "What?" No, they couldn't see it.
That's true.
I definitely can see her
I
playing Cookie
can't
Lion.
see it,
and she would have killed that role.
Go
I'm saying
Taraji.
now it looks crazy now because we've already cast and seen her as, seen Taraji, who kills the role. She nails
she
it.
Does.
But MoNique would have done it good too.
Perhaps.
Ain't no perhaps. She would.
We'll never know.
We'll never know that. But the thing about it is that there were repercussions for for that.
Absolutely.
Now, in good faith, you cannot think that if I asked you to do this for me in another film, now that film blows up. Mm-hmm. You could have taken that, and it was an award-winning film. Mm-hmm. The producers were able to take that, spin it. He was able to get to land a TV show and other things. Mm-hmm. Now I got more money to work with.
Right.
Now I could have paid you. Now we could have evened up.
Exactly.
This put me on the map. This movie put me on the map.
Right.
You were already on the map as a comedian, but this was a groundbreaking thing for you and me. But now I remember how much I felt as the producer. You did not want to help this project.
That's what I was saying. Exactly.
So they labeled her as difficult.
Right.
Because
she was being difficult.
Maybe. But
yeah.
For the reasons that she feels, she's not just setting out to be on some diva shit. She feels justifiably so that the other race actresses are getting compensated better. Well, welcome to the real world.
Right. And that's in
every field.
Right.
In every field.
And it's not right, but
yeah.
That's
that's how she felt about it. And that's why she was taking that kind of stance. It wasn't from a stance of fuck y'all. You know, this is what her thing was, I'm working hard. This is what my peers are getting, the white peers are getting, and I should be getting that too. Like, don't try to lowball me.
Well, if she would have presented it in that manner instead of acting like presentation is everything. She just should have done it a different way. And she should have picked a different battle. In hindsight, you going out to promote a project that you're in was not the right battle to pick for this type of platform. It just wasn't.
This fight. Okay.
It wasn't.
Okay.
It was.
I'll give you that.
It's minute, and if you look at a larger scale of things that have probably happened to her on this level to this degree, I think it was just small. It should have. If it was a bigger issue.
Yeah.
Not saying that there are any small issues. I'm just saying that if this was a bigger issue, I think she would have had more leverage.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't.
Yeah, and that might be true. That might be true. That might be true. And so now a feud starts.
Right.
So she's talking about them crazy in the media, and she tells them if she had a dick or something like that, they need to suck her dick. Right. Very disrespectful. And
but she doesn't want to compromise.
I just think that makes it worse.
Integrity, though. So she doesn't want to compromise her integrity. But you're gonna tell them to, if I had a. You think that statement affected her integrity? That speaks to who she is as a person. For you to tell people to suck your dick, that was unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. She made it so she took the focus off of what it was supposed to be on, and now it's on how you degraded yourself, you lowered yourself.
She lowered the bar.
She did, and you told you no. So that definitely compromised her integrity. But she didn't even think about that. She didn't think about that at all.
I mean, I see what you're saying. And I think it's a fair point. I think that you have to look at motive. Well, you don't have to, but a lot of times, if you look at motive, why you have a kid that acts up, you can look at on surface a student. If you were a teacher before,
mm-hmm. Right?
One of your students acts up, mm-hmm. acting out,
right?
You punish them, stay after school, keeps doing it, suspend them, routine. Mm-hmm. On surface, yes, he's disrespectful in class. Now, when you take it a step further and you see potential in this kid, he's smart, but So you sit him down and you're like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? And then you find out something's happening at home. Parents going through a divorce, right? He's acting out. His father doesn't get to see his father anymore. So this is the only way he's acting out. But if you just, now society doesn't always do that. Now this kid grows up and he ends up in jail for some stupid crime, right? Then he's fucked. But if somebody was to sit him down and try to get to the source of the issue of why he's acting out, saying these things, then you can really get somewhere.
Right. However, the reality is I have 40 other kids in this class.
Oh, yeah.
And this one child is acting out. And I don't have the time, or maybe not. This is not me because I always took the time. However, I don't have to deal with that student because I have 40 other prize winning pupils that I can deal with and choose from. So I'm not going to deal with this troublemaker over here and waste my time, even though they may have a bright future. I don't have that kind of time, and I have a huge pool of others to choose from. That's reality too, and that's what happened. They don't have to waste their time. Well, they may feel like it. They don't have to deal with her because it's a whole other huge pool of talented people that they can choose from. So she once again shot herself in the foot. As you can see, they don't necessarily need her. You know, you see what I'm saying? They can go a whole different direction. They don't have to choose her, and so they have it.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. So is she really difficult? I think so. Or is she standing up for herself, her integrity as it relates to this business, and her pride?
But my thing is, if you're going to talk about integrity and compromising your integrity, you can't compromise your integrity when it suits you. And then when somebody else does it, you're like, oh, now my integrity is compromised. You know, you have to kind of be consistent in the things that you say so people can take you seriously. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that Steve Harvey really exposed the fact that he knows there are no limits to what Steve Harvey will do for a check. There are limits to what MoNique would do for a check.
I disagree. I'm quite sure there are things that Steve Harvey wouldn't do for a check.
I don't know that.
Well, wait, let's not come down too hard on Steve. Steve was trying to be, of course, this is good for TV ratings. Back to what he'll do for a check. But wouldn't that be an awesome show to watch if all of them came to the table with MoNique? He offered that.
Well, that's what he's trying to do.
He offered to mediate that interaction.
But that's what he offered. But listen, but check it. Oprah is sitting down in the Oprah mansion saying, if I want to mediate some shit, it's gonna be on Super Soul Sunday, nigga. What is you talking about?
We'll take it to Ayanala, where I have my stake invested.
Or that, but it's gonna more than likely be on Super Soul Sunday on Oprah shit.
She has other options. She got
plenty of options.
Well, maybe not Oprah, but she can get the other players involved. Oprah might tap out. However, I mean,
Oprah ain't never tapping out.
I'm talking about refusing to meet.
Oh yeah, Oprah ain't.
It's like I'm not doing that.
Hey, this is the thing about it. If Oprah says no, then the other two is a no.
True. This is true. I agree. I do the same thing.
Oprah, Tyler, and Lee are moving as a unit.
Business moves. I agree. I wouldn't go against Oprah either. I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, let's not act like Oprah is like the Messiah or something. But I'm just saying that
we're talking about business moves.
Yeah, but Lee and Tyler are partners of hers, and so they're gonna all move together like that.
Absolutely.
I hope, for the sake of black people seeing how to put our pride aside, and there's a difference between pride and integrity.
That's right. That's true.
Pride will prevent you from saying I was wrong.
What she needs to do.
Integrity is the essence of who you are as a person.
Exactly.
Totally different. But your pride can be so big that you feel and misread it to be a question of integrity.
True.
That's where we are. So I don't want to throw MoNique under the bus. I want to support MoNique. And I feel that she's going to come out on the other side of this stronger and more loved than ever.
I think she doesn't know how to get out of her own way. She can come out on the other side, unscathed, but allow?
She's definitely not going to be unscathed. Yeah.
But will she allow that to happen? She needs to get out of her own way a little bit, I think.
But she don't have to bow down, and she don't have to change her principles. She's doing her thing. She got a residency in Vegas, and she's still a sought after comedian on the stage, and she can do her own thing. So I'm just saying, she's going to be fine. She's going to be fine.
Maybe.
And Steve Harvey, on the other hand, if and when white Hollywood decides that his time is up, he may have some trouble.
Why would you say that?
Get another job. I don't know.
I don't think so.
If white Hollywood start fucking with him?
I don't think so at all. I don't think so. I think Steve is good.
I hope he get his shit together. I hope he rewords some stuff. I don't want him to act like he just dance and just do anything for the money.
But
that's a bad image.
That's a whole nother show.
I know. Well, all right. So definitely let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Thank you.
You're welcome.